Hello everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you how to fully utilize Zoom, which is actually a free platform for video conferencing, which is widely used now in schools, most especially when you conduct your online lessons. Okay, so join me as we go through the different features of Zoom that can help us and help our learners effectively learn during our live sessions. All right, so to start off with is to schedule your meetings. So if you would like to start up a meeting, you can click on this, which is actually where you schedule a meeting that you would like to conduct. So when you click this, it actually writes down the meeting details, the date, the time, and what would be the duration. So for this one, because for free Zoom sessions, you can only do it for 40 minutes. Okay, so there's actually a cap or a limit, most especially if it's a free account. I'm currently using a free account. So what I would usually do is that I would put it at 45 minutes so that it's just maxed out. So I'm not going to use 11 p.m. So maybe I'm going to use, let's say 8 in the morning. Okay, let's go and search for 8 a.m. There you go, our 8 a.m. Then, of course, I'm going to change the time. I'm going to choose my local time, which is in Kuala Lumpur. And then after that, I can generate automatically, or I can also use my personal meeting ID. Now, well, for using personal meeting ID, this is actually very convenient, most especially if you don't want to forget, let's say, your personal ID number. However, there were like previous issues wherein if a person knows a personal meeting ID and then anybody or any stranger can just come into that Zoom sessions and then they would just post inappropriate pictures or even slurs, which had happened before. But then I do believe that Zoom did a lot of security modifications in their app, and which is like I personally appreciate it because as an educator, I can see that they did do a lot of security revamping in Zoom, which is good. So for this though, for this particular tutorial, I'm just going to generate automatically. And then after that, you can actually change your password. So passwords are very good. To make it even more secure. You can even change it. So this is actually a generated password. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change it to a random one. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, okay, this one's are actually settings wherein if you're the host and once you start your Zoom sessions, you can either switch on straight away your video or switch it off. So it's an option, but usually since I'm the host, I would like put it on straight away. And then for participants, I would also want to see their faces, most especially if it's a lesson that I'm conducting. So I would want to see their faces. So I would just straight away put it straight away on. Okay, then you can also save it on your calendar. And if you look at this bottom part, there's actually a draw down arrow here, which is on advanced options. So if you click on that, it will show you this options that you can tick. First one is enable waiting room. The next one is enable join before host. Next is mute participants upon entry. Or next is automatically record meeting on the local computer. Okay, let me go through it one by one. The first one is enable waiting room. Actually, this is very good. I often use it, most especially if I'm conducting my online lessons, because when you enable waiting room, you can screen through who are trying to join your Zoom sessions. So for example, if you don't see, if you feel like that particular name is an unfamiliar name, then you don't have to admit it because there's actually an option there wherein you have to admit them in the room or not. The next one is enable join before host. I would not tick this, and I would not advise also for it to be ticked, because when you say enable join before host, it means that anybody can start off the meeting So anybody can just come in and join the meeting before you. So let's say if there's this X person, and then that person would just come in, and then they just key in your personal meeting ID, so they can just join in straight away. So usually I won't do that for security reasons. So I would want myself as the host to join in first, then only I can screen through those who will be joining my room. So I wouldn't do that. And then of course, mute participants upon entry. Well, this is your option whether you would like to mute them. For my case, I would usually mute participants upon entry because there are a lot of background noises sometimes, and by doing this, it helps me minimize those noises upon entry. And there's also an option which says automatically record meeting on the local computer. Okay, this one will be in another video. I'm going to show you how to do that. But for now, let's just go through the basic features of Zoom when you use Zoom when you conduct your lessons. Okay, so if you have set up all your functions and you are all right with, let's say, your details, then you can actually set your schedule. So I just changed the date here so that I can generate it. So you can also change actually the name. I mean, for this one, I can just put in as NALA Zoom meeting, but you can actually do it, let's say, your science class or Mrs. Dina's math class. So it's up to you. You can rename that. So once all these are done, then you can actually click schedule and it will generate for you. So this is actually what you need to copy and give it to your learners or to your students. You can just copy clipboard and it's automatically copied as well. So this is already set. So if you look into your calendar later on, this is already registered or set for you. So this is how you set up a meeting on Zoom. I hope this is helpful for you. Let me know what else you would like to learn about setting up a Zoom session as your platform when you do online teaching. Yeah, so let me know. And don't forget to type any comments and even just to subscribe to this channel. All right, see you next time. I hope this helps. Goodbye.